games of the 70s. Now, let me get this straight right from the beginning. This is not an encyclopedic video on games from the 70s. This is just a video in my experience with the games from the 70s, okay? So let's get on. This is Cult of the Old, Games of the Bold. Let's do it. The Inventors from the 70s, a gem in my collection. A roll and move game in the same vein as Monopoly. They don't call it the Inventors for nothing. You purchase and sell these inventions over here, but also it comes with an invention, the centerpiece of the game. It rolls the dice, probably the first ever dice tower. Also, this invention dispenses these patent claim clips, these little metal clips here that go on these inventions, like the parachute hat, the easy wake alarm, the pounds away weight reducer, and the automatic hat tipper. When's the last time you guys tipped your hat to a ladies? I don't know. That is definitely out of style. A, B, and C inventions, and on the back here is the value of the invention and what you will receive if you take the invention here through the royalty track, the inner track here, the purple track. Also, as you go around, you collect different inventions. You get a patent claim. The patent claim are the metal clips here. And this game comes with neon money, probably the most beautiful money I've ever seen in a game, let's face it. On your turn, you can either roll the dice or you can draw a Eureka card and get something maybe like a silent partner that would allow you to share in the financial rewards of these inventions. This game is very good for several reasons. The first being it's roll and move, and everybody's familiar with a roll and move game. It's very similar to Monopoly. If you like Monopoly, everybody does, of course. And it's got a built-in timer. The game automatically ends when the last of those metal clips is pulled out of the machine. And that is the Inventors. There it is, masterpiece from the 70s, another roll and move game, and of course the classic board with a bearded lady. And what makes this game great is it comes with actual paintings like the American Gothic and many of actual Rembrandts and so forth. You play one of these great characters. Of course, I always play the Count Francis Dubonnet is what his name. Of course, each of these paintings has a value attached to it, the highest being $1 million. And, of course, look out for the forgery attached. This game is an auction game, like I said, and it works exactly like you would think an auction works. And I did in my podcast early on a comparison between this and modern art. Just look at this. Here, this is the paintings that come with Masterpiece. And here is the painting that comes with modern art. You be the judge. This you'll be surprised how great this is with the right group. And what you want to do if you get that $1 million painting is try to sell it to the bank. Like when you land on this space here, may sell any painting to the bank. Before you get to a private auction when somebody may bid on it, you'd be surprised how often there are tells from the players, just like in poker. And they have that $1 million, or when they have that forgery. A classic from the 70s with some dull money here, but other than that, it is Masterpiece. And look at this great box photo of these actors playing Masterpiece. One of the cool things about games from the 70s, look at that. Look at those actors. Look at that scene they did for Masterpiece there. Professional actor. That looks good. And you compare that to modern games today. Like, look at the actors on this Last Night zombie game. Horrible. So they did that right in the 70s. They had that going on. The Archie Bunker card game. One of the most popular trick-taking games in my game group. The idea here is that you make a bid on the number of tricks you're going to take in secret, and then you reveal it simultaneously. The idea is to make exactly the number of tricks you bid. You have the cast of characters here. There's Mike and Gloria and Edith, Archie, and Archie, the big boss, which is the trump card in the game. And you have to follow suit, and if you don't have the suit to follow, of course, Archie, you can play Trump and take it. It has one unique card called the Dingbat card here, which is very cool because you can either keep the trick if you want to trick with the Dingbat card or give it away trying to spoil somebody's bid. The game is played to 100, and the first player there wins. It plays a lot like the game Wizard, but I actually prefer this. It's a lot cleaner. You have the characters in there from the Archie Bunker show, and that's it, the Archie Bunker card game. Hands down the best party game from the 70s. Actually, Pit is an earlier game than the 70s, goes back way earlier. But the 70s version is the premier version to get. Basically because of the orange bell here. There it is. Classic. You have these commodities: hay, flax, corn, oats, barley, wheat, and you get in a big group just trading and trying to corner the market in one of these commodities. It's wild and wacky. It doesn't really work great with three, but if you have a big party, this is a game to go to for a party game, Pit. I don't usually play with the bull or the bear cards. I prefer the cleaner version of just with the commodities themselves trying to corner. First player to a set number of points wins, and that's Pit, the best party game out there. And the 70s version with the orange bell is killer. Pit. Dealer's Choice, the auto trading game. Does this look familiar, or do we have a similar theme going on there? Look at the box of that compared with Pit here we just looked at. That's what we call 70s orange. And here's the biggest, this game holds the record probably for the biggest box for a card game. And most of the box just holds this tray here that holds the cards, Dealer's Choice cards, insurance, and the money. And the auto cards, and that's where the fun comes in. Look at these great autos that this game comes with. And these are what you're trying to do. You have a lot of autos, and you're trying to wheel and deal and not get any junks in your lot and try to get the most value. Let's look at this. How do we know what the list price of this Town and Country here is? $3,000, number 19. But if we actually check our blue book that each player has, you can see that let's see, this one, number 19, is a junk. Total junk for me. So that's what you're trying to do. This game has all the take that. You can torch somebody's car in a lot and everything. You try to get insurance there, but be careful. Some of the insurance is simply fly-by-night and junk. Dealer's Choice has been seen a lot of play in my game group and is always a favorite. That's Dealer's Choice with that classic 70s used auto salesman there on the box. The Magnificent Race is Parker Brothers' tribute to Around the World in 80 Days with no Boss Batu, but you do have Dastardly Dan represented here by the purple marble. In this game there are different races. There's a balloon race, there's a steamer race, airplane race, and auto race. And the idea is that how you win the race is with this roulette type device in the center of the board. The more marbles you have, the better chance you have to win the race. And with these advantage cards here that have either a 2 or a 1 on them, allows you to put more marbles in the race. And first place will win 3 spots. And you track the race around the world here. For example, if yellow won the race, he would advance to 3 spaces to Istanbul. Istanbul is Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, yeah, we're living in Istanbul. Let's say we have a race here of blue and yellows. Let's say it's a balloon race and they have the appropriate number of marbles in. We simply spin the spinner and stop it. And the first marble to land in the little indentation there is the winner. And that would be yellow. You will be surprised how often, though, that purple, Dastardly Dan, will steal the race. And these pieces, these arrows here that move along the board, it's the most fluid. You can switch them any which way you want. And basically, the first person to end up back in New York is the winner. And that is the Magnificent Race. Dun 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 dun. Enemy Agent from the 70s. This is a really cool spy game. The wall there in the center is the Berlin Wall, supposedly, and there we have our agents. That guy with the trench coat's an inspector, and the other guy is there with the secret plans. Now, the master plan is hidden on both sides in one of the 4 buildings from the players. And the gimmick in this game is this cool passport scanner. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the passport, when you put it in there, it will tell if the character is an agent or a tourist. And of course the passport here is scrambled with the red and blue lettering, and the red filter there will tell the player if he is a agent or a tourist. Now, the idea is to move your agent from your side through the wall, and they'll either let you pass or don't pass based on the result of the card there. You've got to guess which of the 4 buildings the master plan is in, and then get back to your side of the wall to win the game. You can either jump the wall or go back the way you came and and try to avoid being arrested. Now, the inspector there is, each player will have inspectors, and they will try to arrest the agents. Of course, if it's a tourist, they get embarrassed and have to do guard duty there in the jail and puts them out of the game for a while. But this is a real neat spy game. It's only 2 players, but that's it. Dun 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 dun. Enemy Agent. Now, there was something else happening in the 70s with gaming. That's games from Avalon Hill, like this great game by Alan Moon, or Alan Moon was involved with it, Circus Maximus. This is an unpunched copy, and there's a reason it's unpunched. It's because I can't find 10 players to play it, and that's what happened in the 70s. This is a great simulation of a chariot race, but I just can't find 10 players to play it, so you end up playing these roll and move games, like I said, and that's not bad, because roll and move allows you to bring players in that don't know anything about gaming, but they are familiar with the roll and move mechanic, and it gets you started, it gets you moving, it gets you rolling and moving. Other great games from the 70s by Avalon Hill, which Wizard's Quest. Yes. And this is the only problem with this thing. It's got a great mechanic where the orcs swarm, but they're just counters. And what I like to do is use some figures from other games, like the Risk, Lord of the Rings Risk, which is not a very good game, but the figures are good, and you can use it for this. And also use the dragon from Heroescape on this thing, and it's good too. And of course, one that I played a lot in the 70s, Starship Troopers. And again, this is not, I didn't get so much into the Avalon Hill games, but this was what was going on. They were more complex, so you ended up playing the games like I showed earlier.